In February of 2018, I was in the midst of one of the most difficult moments of my life. While struggling with this emotional turmoil, a friend encouraged me, though some might say strong-armed me, into attending a retreat at the Osage Forest of the Peace near Tulsa in Oklahoma. I was promised that I could go and participate as much as I wanted to or not, and so I decided to go, and while there, I spent a lot of my time sitting outside my cabin, staring at the austere trees and wallowing in my own misery. On the second day I was there, a family of deer walked by and stopped near me. They came so close to me that I felt like I couldn't breathe for fear of scaring them away. They paused and stared at me, and I stared back. They had no idea what was going on in my life, nor could they feel the intensity of my grief, and that comforted me. They stood there with a quiet gentleness that helped me see there was something greater than me and my own pain. Perhaps like you, I find inspiration in wild animals who have no need for us and whose daily lives likely don't contemplate us much. Their commitment to the present and only the most basic of creature comforts is encouraging to me. They have no idea who the president is or what happened on the season finale of Succession, and they certainly don't know that we're in a pandemic and that many of us are struggling daily with anxiety and fear. In his poem, The Peace of Wild Things, Wendell Berry speaks of waking in the night and despairing at the state of the world. I wonder if any of you have done that. I know I have. He said in those moments, he looks to the peace that wild things bring to him. He writes, I go and lie down where the wood drake rests in his beauty on the water and the great heron feeds. Barry says that it's there he finds comfort in creatures who, he writes, do not tax their lives with forethought or grief. He is identifying an important concept for me, that one of the great beauties of animals is that they live entirely in the present. Perhaps we can find inspiration from them in this regard and take a moment to be in the present of our own lives and worry less about the state of the world. For instance, maybe we can focus on the music here today without worrying about all the tasks we have to do later to prepare for our week. Or perhaps we can take a walk outside later and listen to the sounds of the birds in the trees and the rustling of the squirrels in the leaves, and just be present. In a little bit, we're going to sing Away in the Manger. I requested this song because it was always one of my favorite Christmas carols. And when I heard it as a child, I thought fondly of the animals that might have been present during the nativity scene. Although, I will say, reading the lyrics as an adult, I find the animals feature much less than I actually remembered. It's memory of children, I guess. As a child, I found comfort in imagining the baby Jesus with all these cows and sheep and donkeys watching over him. Now, as an adult, I kind of love the thought of all these animals who had no idea that this world-changing event was taking place. There's been a meme going around online about the song, Mary, Did You Know? And people have been venting their frustrations because, of course, she knew. What I love to think about, though, is that the animals that were there at the manger likely didn't know. Maybe they were just happy to get some straw and a few carrots, possibly a pat or two. Maybe their only thought was to comfort a small crying baby and his parents who had nothing else to hold on to but one another, and the comfort that only animals and their kind and gentle presence can bring. I hope each of us might find some time during this holiday season to take a cue from the animals and just be. Either now as we listen to music, or perhaps later with a walk through nature where you may be surprised to find another animal also on your path.